YouTube family. If this is your first time visiting my channel, welcome. And don't forget to, if you like what you see, don't forget to click like and subscribe to my channel. Turn on that notification bell. And for guys that have been watching my channel and subscribing to my channel, thank you so much. I really appreciate the views, and I really appreciate the feedback. Okay, so today's topic is a little heavy, but I think it's important to talk about it. A lot of people don't like talking about it because it's a very kind of depressing topic, but at the same time, it happens every day, all day, and I thought it would be appropriate because I've also experienced this particular topic as well, and I'm still experiencing it. So I think it's important to give tips on how I dealt with grieving. So today I'm going to talk about grieving and how to deal with grieving and the processes of grieving that I've gone through. Basically, well, before I go any further, this is all from my perspective. This is all from my experience. So my experiences may be different from yours, but these are just certain things that help me get through the grieving process of losing a loved one, and or someone you knew that lost a loved one and you're close to them and you feel their energy. So what from the past, I think from the year 2015 all the way up until 2020, I have lost a family member, or I've lost somebody that I knew. We were estranged, but we kept in contact. In 2015, I lost my stepfather, who was the only dad I knew. I believe he passed away at 50. And then 2016, I think, oh no, that was the only year that nothing happened. But 2016 was fine. I knew a lot of people that lost someone that year. 2017, I lost, between 2017 and 2018, if I remember, I lost my grandfather. I believe it was 2018 I lost my grandfather, yes. And then 2019, I lost a really good friend of mine, my sister's best friend, and she was also my friend too. And then I lost my brother that following back to back. That so she died in January. My friend died in January. We buried her in February, and then my brother passed away in March. And he was younger than me. He was 27 when he passed. And then my grandmother died in 2020. She lost her battle to COVID. My grandmother was 88, and she had dementia, and she was fine. She was health-wise, she was great. She just had dementia, but she didn't have any physical setbacks or anything like that. But she got COVID and she passed away. So in that, from 2015 all the way to 2020, I've had some big deaths in my family. My brother was the biggest one. My brother was the biggest death in my family because he was my immediate family, and that's the first time I've ever lost someone in my immediate family. It's when you lose a sibling, it's different. It's a feeling of a hole that will always be there because you grew up with this sibling. I mean, it's your childhood. It's your life. So all the memories I have growing up, my brother was there for most of it. But how do I deal with that? How do you deal with grieving? I think grieving is about acceptance. Not only accepting that they're gone from this physical body, but they are no longer going to be here physically. And they're no longer going to be in that communicative, realm anymore, where you can call them up or you can go see them. And even if you're angry with them or they're angry with you, it'll blow over and you'll see them or talk to them. To not have that, it can be very difficult. Once again, losing my brother and losing my good friend, back to back was the hardest I've ever felt grieving. Not to say my grandmother wasn't, and not to say like my grandfather and my stepfather weren't the hardest. They were still pretty tough. But it's different. Well, they're older, and my grandmother had dementia, so I had peace with it. I had more peace with it. But my brother was very unexpected. I mean, he was sick, but I didn't know. I didn't have any idea how sick he was. And actually in 2020, I'm thinking about it. I lost a friend, but she was more like a coworker, but she was really cool. I lost her. She was actually murdered. So I've been through all different stages and types of grieving. You know, losing a friend to violence, losing a friend to suicide, losing a brother to illness. But once again, there's different stages. You have the acceptance of accepting that they're no longer here and they're not coming back physically. Okay, and then you go through the ups and downs, of you're fine one day and then the next moment you just bust out and overwhelming tears, but how I got through grieving is I was always open to seeing messages or signs from them, and I got them, and not to discourage you, but I mean, I am connected, highly connected to my angels. I am connected to spirit. I am highly connected, but you don't have to be highly connected to receive messages from your loved ones that have departed. And that's what comforted me. My brother, and I haven't shared this a lot with a lot of people, only with my family and certain friends of mine, but my brother came to me quick, when he passed away. And I think it was like the next day or it was at night. It was probably the next 2 nights he came to me quick in my dreams. But I also felt his presence, and like I said, I knew it was him. And he's continued to send me messages and signs that I know for a fact is him. I know for a fact that it's my brother, or it's my friend, or it's my grandmother, or I know like the different scents I smell. And this video is to encourage you in how to deal with grief. There's no right way to deal with grief. There's no wrong way to deal with grief. But I will say this, take your time. It kind of irritates me when I hear people say, okay, you need to start to move on. They're gone. And it could be a year, it could be 4 years, but you never really move on when you lose someone until you've been in that situation. And even if I never been in that situation that I did lose someone close to me, very close to me, I still wouldn't tell someone it's time to move on, because grieving takes time. And you grieve and you move on when you're ready, because when you're ready. You will know. You will feel it. It's not something that's forced, and it's not something that has a time limit. But how to deal with grieving is just to grieve the best way you know how, and just feel the emotions. Take it day by day. Now, I wouldn't say self-destruct. I mean, I've seen people turn to drugs and turn to alcohol, and I didn't have a drinking problem, but I did drink a lot. Every time I would go out, I would drink. Every time I'll come home, I would drink. When my brother died, and I wasn't like an alcoholic. I was like finishing bottles, but I would have a drink because that's how I coped, and I didn't think that was a healthy way. And I was eating a lot. That's how I'm an emotional eater. So that's how I was coping, eating and drinking, But then I got tired of it, and I was like, this is not healthy. My brother wouldn't want this, and I didn't go out, and I felt like this overwhelming of I'm ready, and I went out to a birthday party, and that was my healing process. I started to heal, but don't rush it. Like I said, accepting that they're gone I feel like that's the first step, and you will get there. Because when you hear the news of your loved one dying, it's an initial shock. You're just in shock. You're in complete state of shock. And you're just kind of like, they're gone. Like, that's it, you know? But as time heals, especially for those loved ones that were taken by violence, that's a toughie. Because I was in someone's hands and they could have still been here. So that one, I don't have the answers to everything. So I'm not going to sit here and try to give tips on that, because I haven't experienced that. That's one I leave to God, because that one, if my brother or my sister or somebody that I love was killed from the hands of somebody else, I don't want to be in that situation. I pray that I don't ever have to be in that situation, but I wouldn't know how to deal with that. I wouldn't know how to grieve. So that's a whole nother topic, and that's a whole nother type of grieving, you know, and I don't want to give so much emphasis on that. I'm just telling you of what I've known, of how I deal with grieving, losing someone the way they, you know, losing someone the way they went out, you know. But what helped me is acceptance, and what helped me is I took my time, and there was no right or wrong way, you know. If there is like a wrong way, I would suggest not to self-destruct. But hey, I mean, I did the drinking thing, and I was, you know, subconsciously doing it, but I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it made me feel. It made me feel kind of worse, actually. And but I got into healthier, you know, I started looking for healthier outlets. You know, I went to school. I graduated medical assistant, vocational school. I started, you know, getting into, you know, helping others deal with grieving. And it's kind of nice too, when you know what grieving or losing a loved one feels like, and you can help somebody else through the process. It, you know, it sucks that you went through it and you know what it feels like, but you can also help somebody else that's never been through it. Or, you know, if they lose someone, you know what it feels like. You can relate, you know. But I would say, you know, be open to receiving messages from them. I've gotten messages and from every single one of my loved ones that have passed. Be open to receiving messages. They're really not gone. Physically, yes, but I'm telling you, they're not gone from you. They're still, their souls are still going and being acclimated and being elevated. And they will send you signs. So that's some hope. You know, I hope that gives you a little bit of clarity to know that every single soul that has gone on to the other side, or whatever you call it, whether you call it heaven or the other side or a peaceful realm, they're okay. You know, they are doing better than here. I tell you that, much better than here. And they're at peace. And I'm not just saying that some mushy gushy guru new agey stuff, you know, not to make you feel better. That's not what it's about. I'm telling you this because from personal experience, I even when I meditate, I've contacted my brother, or I've seen my grandma. They have these messages for me, and they're just at a peaceful, happier state of mind. And it's very calming, and it's very, very assuring, you know. It's giving me that assurance that they're okay. And I still have questions. I still question if they're still out there, if their souls are, you know, still among us. I have so many questions, you know. I'm a big nerd. I'm a big universe nerd. I like astronomy. I love learning about astronomy and all that, the planets and everything. And my take, and this is just my take, and it's gonna sound freaking nuts, but whatever. I'm a little weirdo, so you know, I've accepted it. I'm a little weirdo when it comes to these things, but I do believe that my loved ones depart, and where they go, they are in the cosmos and they're in the universe. And there's different dimensions, there are different realms out there, and that's why I feel that they go. And I also feel that there's some type of peace, or maybe outside the universe there's heaven, and then there's the other place, the darkness, where the dark souls come from, because I believe that too. But I just believe that they're up there. They're out in the cosmos, they're out in the universe, because it's so huge. And I don't know, I always felt that every time. But I think that's why subconsciously we look up when people die. Think about it. We never look down when people die. The only time you're looking down is when the casket is going down, which is freaking depressing. But when their coffin is going down, that's the only way we look down, because we're looking at the coffin. But you notice that when we're talking about our departed loved ones, we always look up. So, and I always wonder why we always look up subconsciously. We always look up because I feel subconsciously we know that they're beyond us. They're up, their spirits soar, and they're in the cosmos. That's just my little belief. That's my little happiness. That's my little, knowing, keeping me assured that that's where they are, and one day I'm going to be there. Death is real. Death comes to everyone, and but I feel that while I'm alive, I'm going to live my best life. And while I'm grieving, I grieve. It comes in waves. I grieve all the time. For my brother and my friend, and my grandma. I miss them dearly. I miss them a lot, but I have assurance that they're at peace, and but I'm still here, and I'm going to do the best I can in this human experience to live my best life, and to love and to love and love and love. I'm wearing my Hamilton shirt today, y'all. Rise up. And like Lin-Manuel Miranda said, he said, love. What was his? I love that one of his speeches when he won the Tony Award. This is love. 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 And it's 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 true. This is just about love. Being on this earth, loving the best way you can. No one's perfect. And just being open to receiving that peace. So if you're dealing with a loss of a loved one, just know, take your time. Take your time. The healing process will start when you're ready. Don't rush the process. And just know that you will receive a message. And you will know the message is for you. You will know it's from your loved one, your departed loved one. So I know it's like kind of a depressing subject, but I felt like because we have a lot of loss around us lately, I've been feeling a lot of, recently I've had some friends that lost their loved ones, and I lost a friend. I lost 2 friends over the weekend. So it's just been one of those, that time, that season of people going home. So that's why I call it home. That's what I call it. I call it home. This is not my home. Earth is not my home. It's habitable, and it's, humans can live here, and I'm really, really grateful for Earth. Yesterday was Earth Day, so I'm really grateful for Earth, but I don't ever feel that Earth is my home for my soul. I never felt that. So that's a whole nother topic, right? You like, damn. But I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, rest of your week. And remember, you are loved. You are worthy of great things, and you will get through this. I got through it. Once again, you never get over it. You never get over the loss of a loved one, but you just learn how to process it, and you just learn how to deal with it, and you just learn how to look at the happier outlooks of life. Try to, and you will. Trust me, you will get there. You will get there. It may take a year, may take 2 years, may take 4 years, but you will get there. You'll find your happiness back. Trust me, you will. When it happens, you don't think you ever will. Trust me, but you will find your happiness. So I love you guys. Have a wonderful, like I said, wonderful rest of the week. And I will see y'all soon. And many blessings to y'all. All right. Bye.